Hi there again. Welcome to SDTV, Simplistically Digital. Let's look at the difference between GSM and CDMA. So GSM and CDMA are two different cellular network technologies that were used for 2G and 3G networks. However, most carriers have now transitioned at the time of this recording to 5G networks. 5G stands for fifth generation mobile network. As far as technology is concerned, GSM uses a combination of FDMA, which is frequency division multiple access, and TDMA, which is time division multiple access, to separate calls and data transmissions. CDMA uses code division multiple access to assign unique codes to each call or data transmission, allowing them to share the same frequency simultaneously. GSM is more widely used globally, with over 80% of the world's mobile networks using it, while CDMA is less common and it's mainly used in North America and parts of Asia. GSM uses removable SIM cards to store subscriber information, allowing users to easily switch carriers. And of course, with the update, they also use eSIMs. eSIM is short for embedded SIM, and it's a digital version of the traditional plastic SIM card. And then CDMA doesn't typically use SIM cards. Subscriber information is stored in the phone itself, making it more difficult to switch carriers. And of course, this applies to certain phones and devices from carriers like Verizon. So some modern devices come with SIM cards now, but some of the older ones or select devices still use the older CDMA technology. And for example, you also have the issue of carrier locked phones. For example, with Verizon, they lock their devices and they offer attractive subsidies and financing offers when it comes to the phone, but of course it can be locked to the carrier, so that's something to keep in mind as well, especially as we noted that GSM is more widely used globally. So to speak to that fact, I had an iPhone 12 Pro Max that was an unlocked version, and when I went to Spain this past summer, I was able to buy a SIM card. And with that SIM card, I was able to simply pop it in, and everywhere that I went, every country that I went to in Spain, originating in Spain, went to Italy, went to France, went to Greece, and my phone worked in all countries with no problem. Phone companies in the U.S. that support GSM include AT&T, T-Mobile, and most MVNOs, which is mobile virtual network operators. And then CDMA, Verizon, and Sprint, which is now part of T-Mobile. And it's important to note that with the widespread adoption of 4G and 5G LTE networks, the difference between GSM and CDMA are becoming less relevant. However, if you understand these differences, it can still be helpful when choosing a phone or a carrier, especially if you travel internationally frequently. As for me, I like to purchase my devices unlocked. So for example, when I buy my iPhones, I go straight to Apple, buy it unlocked. The benefits include a wider device selection when you're buying unlocked. So you're not limited to phones that's offered just by the carrier, but you have access to a wider range of models and features. It's also future-proofing your device, so unlocked phones are less likely to become obsolete when you switch carriers or when you upgrade your plan. And you also get peace of mind because you have the freedom and flexibility to manage your mobile phone experience without being constrained by carrier limitations. As far as the phone services that I use daily, I use Mint Mobile, which is a mobile virtual network operator, MVNO, and that is in the United States. So they use another carrier's network, primarily T-Mobile, to provide wireless service, but without offering their own infrastructure or physical stores. Some of the highlighted features include affordability. So they're known for offering significantly lower prices than major carriers. often through prepaid plans and longer billing cycles. So you can get 3, 6, or 12-month plans. You also have Simplicity. So they focus on online only service with no contracts or hidden fees. So everything is managed through their website or the app. They use T-Mobile's network, so therefore they have an extensive nationwide network, which includes access to their 5G coverage. You also have bring your own everything, so you can bring unlocked phones from various brands, and that allows you to switch your existing phone service to their service. They also have flexible data plans, so you can choose from various data plans ranging from smaller options for lighter users to unlimited data for those who need constant connectivity. And they also, one small drawback for some people who are not technical, I guess, they have limited customer support. So their customer support is primarily operated online and through chat, and they have limited phone support available. So again, they don't have brick and mortar stores, but if you're able to follow instructions over the phone, you should not have a problem. And to be transparent, they do have a few cons, including lower priority on the network. So during times of congestion, you might experience slower speeds compared to direct T-Mobile customers. So even though you save money, sometimes you will have those issues. I've used Mint for over 5 years. I have not had any significant issues. I will admit that maybe year 1 or 2, I might have had some issues with connectivity and some slower speeds, but now I'm using the iPhone 15 Pro Max on Mint Mobile. I have no issues or rare issues. I'll say that. I do have some like kind of spots on my commute to work that I noticed some like connectivity issues, but it's just that one spot every time. I've also started using Tello for my second device. So I have a 2 gig plan, unlimited talk and text with Tello, and it's the same kind of situation like Mint Mobile. It is a contract free plan. So I went ahead and wanted to try it out, and I purchased the $10 a month plan. So I've had it for over a month at the time of the recording of this video. So far, so good. I'll show you side by side in a moment of my Mint Mobile and my Tello plan and just show you how the bands are operating. But yes, 5G is available to anyone with a Tello plan if it's available in your area. Otherwise, you have access to LTE, which stands for long-term evolution. So it's the 4th generation or 4G wireless broadband technology. And when it came out, it was at the time providing significantly faster data speeds and improved capacity compared to its predecessor 3G. So, of course, you can always check their website and their coverage map, but the service will switch between 5G and 4G LTE. I've honestly not had any issues using Tello. I was using it in my iPhone SE3 when I traveled to other states, and I had no issues. I was able to make phone calls, use maps, stream music, do everything that I normally do. So I didn't really notice a big difference. Here is a comparison of Mint Mobile, Tello, AT&T, and Verizon plans. And as you see, they're showing the difference between price, data, mobile hotspot. The international calling, I don't think they generated that one right, but that one, they do have a plan that you can add minutes to for Mint, but I do not recommend it because it does not work out well financially. But yes, they show you the different networks. So T-Mobile, Sprint, which is now part of T-Mobile with Tello, AT&T, and then Verizon. The coverage, they talk about good, moderate, excellent, excellent. So you pretty much get what you pay for. No contracts. You have 12-month contracts. You have no contracts in other instances. You get extra perks for some of the plans. And then with customer support, you see with Mint and Tello, you have online and chat only, but with Verizon and AT&T, you have access to online and in-person or brick and mortar stores. And as promised, on the left, you see my iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I am running an eSIM with Mint Mobile. And as you see, I have 3 bars also connected to Wi-Fi. And then with my Jelly Star, I have the Tello card, and I also have 3 bars, but it shows LTE as well. But I haven't had any issues with phone calls, texting, or any of the other operations with the service, so that's a plus. I've been using MVNOs for years. So again, it stands for Mobile Virtual Network Operator, and it's a wireless communications service provider that doesn't own its own infrastructure. So instead, they lease network capacity from mobile network operators like AT&T or Verizon, and then they resell it to consumers under their own brand name and have their own plans. For example, you can think of it like this. An MVNO is like a restaurant that doesn't cook its own food. They lease kitchen space and ingredients from a larger supplier, the MNO, then create their own menus, which are the plans, and offer dining experiences, which are services, to customers. Some key points about MVNOs: you have benefits for customers, such as they offer significantly lower prices than major carriers. We kind of covered that earlier. They have an impact on the market, so they increase competition and choice for consumers. You have different types of MVNOs, including full MVNOs, which have their own core network elements and manage most aspects of the service, while reseller MVNOs simply buy wholesale minutes and data from MNOs and resell them under their own brand. So if you're someone who is budget conscious, for example, me, I've been using Mint Mobile for over 5 years, like mentioned, and I pay $30 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. I also have recently, again, started with Tello for my second device, where I have 2 gigs, unlimited talk and text for $10 and some change. So, of course, the taxes and fees. But if you're budget conscious, these are nice options for you. I preferred having a physical SIM for my second device, whereas, of course, the 15s come primarily with the eSIM capabilities in the US. But yes, with the second device, I decided to get the Tello SIM card, popped it in. I can pop it into different devices. I had it in my iPhone SE at first, and then switched it into my Jelly Star. Of course, I can take it out from there and move it to another device, as I have multiple devices and I like testing and using different devices. So what do you think? Is an MVNO appropriate for you and your budget? Or are you someone who prefers to have contracts and access to customer service in person? Please make sure to leave a comment. Let us know your choice. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're not, share this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.